It's like ongoing frustration that just it peaks when we feel kind of extorted for a rent increase.
On Monday, Quebec's Housing Tribunal announced a 3.1% suggested rent increase starting in April. As well, a new calculation method is used for landlords to calculate rent increases. For Erik Skeaff, who rents an apartment in Montreal for his family, he was hoping that the maintenance in this apartment would be considered when trying to renegotiate his rent increase of about 7% last year. But the criteria for calculating rent increases for the previous and recently updated calculation methods do not consider a lack of maintenance as part of the calculation.
We have some long-term maintenance issues like flooding in the hallway outside our apartment that floods down and leaks on our car. We had a non-functioning toilet that it just didn't flush, so you could only pee in it for like over a year. Also, the dishwasher, it runs, but it doesn't clean our dishes. It's really cold in the winter inside the apartment. And we put in multiple repair requests for that, and it just stays cold.
If Skeaff would like to address maintenance issues in his apartment, he has a number of options.
If you have a maintenance issue, you might want to, get advice from a housing committee or a legal aid lawyer about what are your rights, what are the procedures, can you ask the tribunal or ask for a city inspector to come or something that might sort of push the landlord to deal with some of the maintenance issues that aren't being dealt with.
The Coalition of Housing Committees and Tenants Associations of Quebec adds that once a tenant formally contests a rent increase that is above the official government calculation, they could attempt to address maintenance with the landlord as part of negotiations for a lower rent increase.
You end up negotiating with the landlord. And at that point, the negotiation, it's kind of up to you how you want to handle that negotiation with the landlord. So maybe you will bring up things about how the apartment's in bad shape and everything.
The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says that since 2020, Montreal rents have increased on average by 5.5% per year compared to Toronto and Vancouver that have seen annual averages of 4.5%.
If you look at the average rent for a two-bedroom apartment for somebody who signed a lease in 2025, it was around $1,700 per month in Montreal. But if you look at Toronto, we're about $2,500 per month, and in Vancouver, it was $2,700 per month.
Skeaff adds that he has been able to renegotiate his rent increase down to about 5%, but that with significant rent increases in recent years, he's not sure if he will be able to afford to keep renting in Montreal.
I'm paying almost half of my take-home pay in rent. And so pretty soon we're looking at it's unaffordable.
In Montreal, Gareth Madoc-Jones, City News.